a story that I think you're really gonna like.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, let's hear it, man.
This is so beautiful. So, for anyone who doesn't know, we've spoken before about, you know, NFTs.
Okay. I'm not trying to interrupt you, but I think I know where this is going. Go for it.
So we've spoken quite a bit about NFTs before, and for anyone who doesn't know, the NFT market has recently crashed quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there was a very, very funny thing that happened recently. Very, very funny. Good haha moment.
Okay.
Somebody, sometime like last year or a couple years ago, I don't know what it was. They decided to make an NFT out of the first tweet ever tweeted on Twitter.
Okay.
And last year, it sold to someone for $2.9 million.
I mean, first of all, that's fucking stupid, but NFTs in general are, so, okay.
Well, it is stupid. It's hilariously stupid. And the person who bought that NFT, a moron, by the way, they tried to sell said NFT.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago. And I believe their original asking price was something in the like tens of millions. You know, quite a bit more than they bought it at. They expected it to appreciate in value. A lot like those stock trading cards we were talking about last week. Like that, they expected them to appreciate in value quite a bit.
Right. That's fair. You can ask whatever you want. It doesn't mean someone's gonna buy it for that. But sure, go for it.
Yeah, the highest bid they got was for $4,000.
What?
They bought a stupid Twitter NFT for $3 million and got a return of $4,000.
Jesus Christ. Wow, way to just throw some fucking money away.
Just burning it for fun at that point, really.
Jesus. That
made me very happy.
That is not what I thought you were going to say, but that makes me even happier.
Yeah, so isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful to see just some dumbass get shafted like that?
Yeah.
Seeing some dumbass get shafted is like the same reason I go on Pornhub too.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why everybody goes on Pornhub. You want to see someone get shafted.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Welcome back to Breakroom Nachos 66, you dumb bastards.
Yeah, you dumb bastards.
You illiterate morons who can't read a book, so you listen to our podcast instead.
Yeah, it's fine.
I assume most of our listener base can't read. I don't know about you.
I mean, I can't read, so
yeah, that was really hard to work with. I'm glad I don't work with you anymore. So
yeah, it's a good thing that I mean,
like you're a good guy, but you're a pain in the ass to work with.
Well, yeah, when I can't fucking read anything and I'm always going, hey, Mac, what does this say?
Yeah, I'll be at the register. We'll have some customer issue where like a price didn't ring up correctly. You have to call me from across the store to double check because you don't even know numbers is easy, Mike. Are you even trying?
Look, numbers are hard, okay?
They aren't hard. Numbers are the easiest ones. There's only 9 of them, 10 of them.
Okay, I can only count to 6. What the heck come after 6? Oh, God, I'm just like Shathid. Oh, man.
Well, enough about that bullshit. Did you have something else NFT related to talk about?
Yeah, I'm looking for the article that, or the Twitter link that Mike sent me yesterday, but I can't find it. Apparently, what's the really famous
Elon Musk bought Twitter.
No, not that. What the NFTs? What is it, like Ape Yacht or something like that?
What, like the currency?
Yeah.
Ethereum.
No. Sorry, not Bitcoin or not crypto. It's the NFTs with the monkeys.
Oh, Bored Apes.
Yeah. I don't know if this is real or not, but apparently they got hacked and a bunch of them got stolen.
Well, they're basically worthless at this point anyway. I mean, not really, but compared to where they were at before, I mean, you know, again, the NFT market do be crashing because it was never meant to last.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. It was all a scam. It was rich people making more money off of each other. That's all it ever was.
Yeah.
People who didn't have money who got dragged into it likely did not make money off of it.
Have you ever seen the movie Planet of the Apes?
I've seen it like a long time ago. I really don't remember it like at all.
Okay, so spoiler alert for any of you who don't want to know what happens in Planet of the Apes, even though that movie's like, I don't know, fucking 40, 50 years old now.
Oh, you're talking about the OG one. Sorry, I was thinking about Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, well, I mean, they're kind of all based in the same concept, but
yes.
You should really watch the OG movie and not the remake of the OG that they did with Mark Wahlberg. There was the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yeah, no, the original one. So the spoiler is they think they're on some alien planet with these like human-like apes, but at the very end of the movie, you find out that they're on Earth the whole time, and it's been taken over by the apes. And so Mike sent me a meme based on them getting hacked, the ape memes getting hacked, that was from The Simpsons. And I guess they did like a musical, and they like changed the lyrics in the meme so that it was like, turns out that they were fungible after all. Because, like, you know, in the movie, it's like, oh, it turns out we were on planet Earth all along. So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. I thought that's what you were actually gonna talk about, because he just sent me that yesterday. So
no, surprisingly, I have not heard about that.
So I don't know. Maybe it wasn't real. Maybe someone just created a meme and made up a fake story to make their meme cool. But either way, it was funny. It landed. I liked it. Anything that bags on NFTs, I'm all about. So
same here, bro.
Yeah. Anything been going on with you for the last week?
Yeah, actually, I gotta give a little shout out here, as well as a little backstory for said shout out for you and your friends, basically.
Okay.
The boomers of the audience.
Okay. All right. I see how it is.
I went there. Yeah. So y'all know I live stream on Twitch, and for anyone who doesn't understand what live stream, no, I'm not gonna do that. But so as a live streamer on Twitch, people can subscribe to me and other live streamers, which is not like subscribing on YouTube. You can follow people on Twitch, which is how you just, you know, get notified when they go live. But subscribing is like making a monthly donation to them just to be like, hey, good job with the streaming. And like, you know, you get access to subscriber only emotes and some streamers do like subscriber only streams, or we'll have like a subscriber only Discord. You know, there's a bunch of reasons why you could subscribe to someone, but for the most part, it's just because like you like what they do and you want to support them. Yeah. So I have a few subscribers. It's enough to occasionally get me a paycheck. But pretty, you know, most of them, you know, they give about $5 a month, which is the lowest amount you can give. And there are 3 different amounts you can give on Twitch. There's 3 tiers is what they're called. And then the first tier is the $5, then there's a $10 and a $25. There are like 1 or 2 people who give me $10 a month. There's a decent number of people who give me $5 a month. There has never been someone who's given me $25 a month, because I have openly stated how I believe that is a complete waste of money, especially when it comes to me.
Well, first of all, good on you for not like taking advantage of that. But yeah, if there's not really that much more of an advantage, then no, that's stupid and just throwing money away.
The biggest advantage is like, for me specifically, at least, like obviously, like, like other streamers might do different like special rewards for their tier 3s, but like for me, the only advantage to being a tier 3 sub is you get access to a like one emote that is exclusive to only tier 3 tier 3 subscribers, and I made the tier 3 exclusive emote a skull and like my skull with like money signs in his eyes.
Okay, I think I saw that. I was looking through your emotes one day. So yeah, I think I've seen it.
So yeah, like I made that as my emote because I'm like, you know, whoever's doing this subscription is Mr. Moneybags. Right. And
you're right.
So on a recent live stream, I don't remember totally what led to this conversation. No, I do, never mind. I'll give a little context. So I was playing Elden Ring, and I had this whole like bit going throughout a good chunk of the stream where I was just pretending to be like a hyper narcissist streamer. I went on this whole tirade about how like everybody should be watching my videos because like my videos, especially the ones that cover other subjects, are like better than their source material, like stuff like that.
Okay.
I was saying like, you know, why would you watch Berserk when you could watch my Berserk video? Since my Berserk video is better than Berserk itself, obviously.
Obvi.
And so everyone in my chat was like countering that by being mean to me, which is, you know, expected.
Right.
And I was obviously playing into that, but, you know, I was, you know, fighting back against them a little bit. I was being like, you know, why are you guys being so mean to me? You know, I'm hilarious. I'm funny. I'm a great streamer. There's no reason for you guys to be so mean to me all the time. And they were being like, oh, well, we get to give you shit because we give you money. And I was like, no, you don't get to give me shit just because you're subscribed. You have to be like a tier 3 sub to give me shit. But none of you are tier 3 subs. And then I went on this whole thing. And I was like, none of you are tier 3 subs because you're all poor. I know all you are poor because none of you are tier 3 subs. And fucking Austin called my bluff and tier 3 subbed right there and then.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, Austin. Not only do you have a hot mom, you are a super gamer.
You're rich, obviously, because you're tier 3 subbed to fucking Captain Mack. I hope you regret that. No. But yeah, it was so funny and like, yeah, so that's the story of how I got my first tier 3 sub, by berating my chat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to Austin. What an absolute legend.
Nice. I'm actually glad you brought up subs. This is something that I've wanted to ask you about. And maybe people listening, maybe you'll get some extra subs out of this if this is actually a thing. I kind of tried exploring it, but one day when I was looking at your stream, I want to say you can sub to you for free if you have Amazon Prime. Is that a thing?
Yes, that is a thing because Twitch is owned by Amazon.
Okay. I was going to do it. And I like clicked on it and then it was like, hey, we need your login. And I was like, fuck, dude, I don't know. I'm just permanently logged in on my phone. I don't even remember what my Amazon password is. So one day when I feel like figuring it out, I'll finally sub to you. But
sounds good, bro.
Any of you Prime members out there who want to throw Mackie Chan a little love, go ahead and give him a sub.
Jesus Christ, Mike, it's Mackie Chan.
Like Jackie Chan?
No, it's Mackie Chan.
Okay. So Mackie Chan and Jackie Chan.
Yes.
All right, fine. That's weird.
Yes, give me free money, please. Because
Mackie sounds a lot like Jackie.
Yeah, well, it's not based on Jackie Chan. It's based on the Japanese suffix chan, which is a suffix you use for a girl that you like. You went very silent after I said that.
No. Yes, I did. Not because you debunked my Jackie Chan theory. I was trying to figure out what the meaning was for you. So
the meaning is that I'm a girl that you like.
Okay, so it makes about as much sense as I originally thought it did. Cool.
So yeah, I mean, in Japanese, like there are certain suffixes that you use for people depending on various things. Like sensei is teacher. Most people know that. San is just like a basic like Mr. or Mrs. And then for people that are close to you, you can use kun or chan, and kun is for the males, chan is for females, which is, basically like affection, someone that you like a close friend of yours or whatever. And the joke is that I'm not a girl, but I'm calling myself Mackie-chan.
I gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense now. All right. And honestly, I might not have even thought it was Chan if you didn't have Mackie in front of it.
Yeah, I kind of shot myself in the foot with that one, but I honestly didn't think of it when I came up with the name.
Huh. Yeah, all right. It works. I like it. Oh boy. Yeah.
So yeah, that was an interesting part of my week, and I'll say too, kind of at the top of the episode, I have been grinding out on my video, and if everything keeps on track, then my video should come out the same week as this podcast.
Nice.
So that'll probably come out. I haven't decided on what day. It'll be after the podcast, but keep your eye out. Go subscribe to Captain Mack if you haven't already, because it's kind of a fucking poggers channel. I don't know if you've heard about this guy.
It really is.
And I'm going to have my new video that I've been working on for a very long time up before long. And, I don't want to be like, please watch my video. I don't want to sound like I'm begging or something like that. But, you guys obviously know that I make videos primarily about like manga and anime. And even if you're not into those things, I do my best to like write my videos in a way that they'd be accessible and entertaining to people who aren't into those kinds of things. So maybe give it a watch. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not just saying this because you're my bro and, I want people to watch your video, but I mean, generally speaking, I don't have a huge interest in the things that you make videos on, but I mean, they're enough to keep me entertained and keep watching it. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to watch it if I didn't know you, but at least they're good, Mac. I'm trying to say you're doing a good job.
It's a really glowing review you're giving there.
No, I mean,
man, I really wouldn't go out of my way to watch these if I didn't know you, but since I do, I guess I gotta.
No, I mean, it's not subject matter that if I was just like browsing YouTube, I'd be like, oh, that sounds like something I'd watch. But when I do, it's entertaining. So good on you, man. You
Thanks.
keep someone you keep someone not interested reasonably entertained. So good job. Thanks.
Yeah, I intentionally write my videos with like the expectation that whoever is watching does not know what I'm talking about. And especially with like this one and the Berserk video, like I wrote this video about Chainsaw Man, which is one of my favorite manga that I've ever read. And, when I'm writing a video about a manga that I care about a lot, and I'm expecting, or at least suspecting, that someone who hasn't like read Chainsaw Man or even knows about manga is going to be watching this video, my intention is for them to feel the same emotions that I felt at different parts of the stories that like I did, So at sad parts of the story, I want you to feel sad in my video. At exciting parts of the story, I want you to feel excited in my video. So like I intentionally write scenes in a way that like the emotions will hopefully match, and so hopefully there's like kind of the same level of entertainment you'd get from actually reading that manga in watching my video. That's kind of my intention. Obviously, I don't think I'm quite like doing that perfectly, but that's the intention. So I don't know if you guys have listened to these before and like not watched my videos and haven't thought you'd be interested because of the subject matter, maybe give it a watch. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I'm begging, basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Begging.
No, I guess to give a little better review, I can't necessarily give a positive or negative review on the accuracy of the content of your videos because you're talking about shit I don't know about. But
sure,
I can give a good review on the production quality. You do a fantastic job with your videos.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So Just check it out. He does a good job.
Watch it, or you can't listen to the podcast anymore. You're not allowed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
So yeah.
Speaking of people who listen to the podcast, I've talked before about my friend Tim, the one that like packed up his family, sold his house, and went to go hike the entire Appalachian Trail.
Sure.
Little bit of a sad update on that.
He died on the trail.
He did. R.I.P. Tim. R.I.P. No, he sort of did. I guess I think they got about a month in, because I think they started right around the beginning of March. They got about a month in, and his like feet or his ankles or something started like killing him. So he like went to the doctor, and he's got like a bunch of like cartilage damage, or like he's missing cartilage. So like they had to stop. So that really sucks. But as the gamer that he is, him and his family bought like a giant RV and said, fuck it. We planned on spending the whole summer on the trail. Let's just travel the country. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, they bought a big RV. They've been to Mount Rushmore. What's the other? Yellowstone. I think that's where Old Faithful is, right? Yellowstone. Yeah. They've been to those two places for sure. So they're making the best out of not the greatest situation. So yeah, good on you guys for keeping that adventure going. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool as hell. Have I ever talked about like what I would do if I had like limitless cash flow? Like RV related?
No, let's hear it.
So I always thought it'd be really cool because obviously like I love traveling and I want to travel more and see more like I did, when I was moving out to Oregon. I want to do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so like what I think would be really awesome is if like I just had like a shit ton of money, I'd buy like a nice ass RV and get it set up to like always have like internet's a connection, however that would work. And I could like just stream and live out of this RV and like travel from place to place. And that'd be my thing.
I mean, that would be pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
It'd be cool as shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, certainly trying to find somewhere to park it constantly would probably be a pain in the ass. But again, like we have limitless cash flow here. Like there's no worrying about paying for an RV park or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. That would actually be a lot of fun. I would at least like to do it for like a summer, like travel the
just
country.
Just like RV around. Yeah. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I want to do that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'd get bored with it after a while. Like I'd get sick of living in the RV and.
Yeah.
But
there is that.
But yeah, I mean, for like a few months, maybe even up to like a year, why not? That'd probably be pretty cool. Be something cool to say that you did.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to travel more. I want to see more shit. I got to go visit other countries, get out of the fucking United States. The smelly United States. I just made someone very angry by saying that.
Yeah, whatever. So speaking of traveling, this brings up something that I wanted to talk about. What are some things? Give me one thing that's on your bucket list that's like legit, and then one thing where you're like, I really want this to happen in my lifetime, but if it doesn't, it ain't that deep. Do you have any bucket list things to share?
Oh man, well for a real one, I want to visit Japan someday. Obviously, I'm a fucking massive weeb. Right.
Yeah, I think my like real one is visit Italy. I would love to spend like 2 weeks or a month in Italy, just kind of traveling the country and seeing all that stuff.
Was it you or Ken's family that was like racist towards Sicilians?
Oh, that's Ken's family. Yeah,
okay, I thought so.
Because my Italian ancestors came from Sicily.
Oh, so you're one of the bad ones.
Yeah. They we're not looked upon too highly by like mainland Italy.
Don't seem to be the case. I mean, isn't that where like the mob came out of and everything?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that most of the mob is Sicilian.
Bunch of fucking criminals down there.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
What would you do in Italy?
Oh God, I mean, there's just so much to see. Like, you know, there's so much like art and like the Colosseum and Venice and God, the food, just fantastic. It'd be a great trip.
Yeah, sounds sick.
Yeah. What about you in Japan? What would you want to do there?
Well, I definitely want to just like fucking check the shit out of Tokyo. And, you know, walk the streets. Like, I've always loved like the architecture and the layout of Tokyo as like an outsider who's never been there. So I really want to go like explore that. Like, it's a very like walkable space. Okay. They designed their infrastructure to be very walkable, which I think is really cool.
Okay.
And obviously public transport's really big to them. Like, I mean, this is true of, we talked about this before, like this is true of a lot of countries outside of America, but like, owning your own automobile is not nearly as much of a thing there as it is here. So there's a lot more like public transport shit. So I just want to like take advantage of that and explore and see what's around and like, you know, check out the hot spots, you know, go check out, and this isn't in Tokyo, but like the giant life-sized Gundam that they built and the two giant Gundam statues that they built. Like, I want to check out all that shit.
Nice. I don't know what public transportation is like in Italy. I would assume they probably have some sort of like city to city transport that's fairly reliable. But those cities are like old as fuck. They probably don't have. They probably don't have a lot of like subway style transit because, you know, you try and keep everything historic and you can't. Well, I guess you can, but I don't know how much digging under an ancient city you can really do without destroying stuff. So, yeah, I don't know what it's like there.
It's fucking lit.
But Venice, I mean, you take those like the gondolas or whatever, or gondolas or however you say it.
Venice does sound pretty sick.
Yeah. That'd be dope. Do you have a funny bucket list thing that you would like to do or see or have happen?
Let me think here. Do you have one?
I do. I don't know if
never mind. I got it. I hang on. I want to marry fuck, what's her name? I should know this. Hang on. What is wrong with me? Is it the love of my life?
Are you talking about Candace?
I hate you.
What are you talking about?
Avril Lavigne. I want to marry Avril Lavigne.
Okay, not Candace?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, you love yourself some Avril Lavigne.
I want to be her skater boy.
Oh, until she says, see you later, boy.
How do you know she would?
I mean, I'm guessing she didn't think you were good enough for her.
But I mean, come on.
I mean,
I got those baggy pants.
Yeah, let's be honest. She's not going to think that.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like I said, like I make videos that are better than their source material. What else could you want?
Exactly. So for mine, I don't know that this has ever actually happened in recorded human history, but it sure as shit gets parodied in TV and movies and stuff, and we all know about it. I genuinely would love to see someone just naturally slip on a banana peel.
You've got some high goals there, Mike.
I know, like that is that might be like 2 on my bucket list. Like I want to see the whole thing play out. Like I want to see someone walking toward a banana peel that just happens to be laying on the ground. And as much as I want to be like, oh, I should probably warn this person, just not say anything and just watch it happen and then go see if they're okay. But God damn.
Only after they've slipped.
Yeah, after they've slipped. And I would wait to laugh until after I knew they were okay. But God damn, that would be
how do you know you could contain yourself? I mean, come on, that's pretty funny.
Well, you're right. I guess I would try at least. I don't know if I could actually pull that off, but I mean, you know, we'll see. Hopefully one day. Do you think anyone has slipped on a banana peel? Like,
it's got to have happened. I don't know if it's like happened the way that it happens in, you know, cartoons and movies, but it's got to have happened.
Yeah, I mean, obviously someone's not going to like step on a banana peel and then like basically
flail all of their limbs out and
like basically use it to like ice skate across the room. But I mean, yeah, I could see those bitches being slippery on the right surface. Yeah, it's plausible for sure.
I think the Mythbusters did an episode on that at some point. I have no idea what the conclusion was, but
that sounds about right. I saw an article yesterday, speaking of Mythbusters. This isn't really Mythbuster related, but I think they did this at MIT. They did like an entire study on whether or not it's possible to twist an Oreo and have the filling evenly distributed on both halves.
That doesn't sound possible.
No, I think that was the outcome. I think the best you could get was it would like split in half, but be like a half moon on each half. Not the way you'd want it to be, where it would be like a nice thin layer on each half.
Yeah.
But they tried all sorts of like machines and pressure and twist speeds, and it just ain't happening. Yeah. Yeah. I love shit. I love shit like that. I love that like we spend resources at places like MIT to study things like that.
It's pretty great.
It is. It is. Speaking of food, I heard a really good question. Well, at least I think it's really good. You're either going to love it or hate it. But we've talked about like how is food categorized? And I know you hate the hot dog sandwich, but we did talk about is a Pop-Tart a ravioli, which is definitely more interesting. But I heard a good one a couple days ago. Is cereal soup?
No.
Why is it not?
It's not. I don't know, Mike. It just doesn't. It feels wrong.
I don't disagree. It does feel wrong. There's no reason why it should be soup. But I don't know what makes soup soup. It seems like it would work.
I don't know, Mike. It maybe the fact that cereal isn't really savory. I feel like soup has to be savory. I'm sure there's an example of a soup that isn't savory, but generally speaking.
Yeah, no, generally speaking, you're right. Soup is also generally hot as well. But
well, I initially I thought about that, but there are plenty of cold soups.
Yeah, like gazpacho. I didn't mean to say it like that. I was trying to think of the name of it. like halfway through saying it, and then it came to me, so it came out like that. But gazpacho is a cold soup.
Sure is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that one seemed way more interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Is cereal soup? If anyone has an opinion, feel free to comment.
Suck my balls.
But we know you're not going to, so meh. Oh.
You can also feel free to suck my balls. Not in like a rude way. I just, could use some action.
Yeah. God damn. So when we recorded the last episode, that was last Tuesday. And I said that the day before, obviously, which was Monday, if we recorded on Tuesday, that it had snowed. And like over the weekend, it got up like north of 80 here.
Oh boy.
It was like 5 days later, and it went from snow to like 80 degrees. It's fucking weird. Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that, Midwest?
Yeah, I don't know, but it looks like the next week or so we're supposed to be in like the 60s fairly consistently. So I am super stoked about that.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had real nice weather here. It is famously and in truth extraordinarily pretty in the Pacific Northwest during spring.
Yeah, I mean, from what I know, it's pretty there most of the year, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but like, dude, it's insane. There's so many different colors of trees.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm sitting here like from the Midwest, like, man, every tree ain't green? That's fucking weird.
Now, did you get to experience like the color change when you moved out there, or did you already miss that?
I mean, it was already pretty changed by the time I got here.
Okay. Because that seems like you guys might get some like real epic color change. If you've got,
I mean, fall was insane. Fall was really, really beautiful here.
Yeah, if you've got crazy colored trees when the leaves aren't changing, it probably looks really damn cool when they're getting ready to fall off. So yeah,
damn, those leaves fell off. Yeah, it's been real nice. We got like the dark greens of the evergreens contrasted against the lighter greens of like your average trees. Then like my whole street is like lined with trees that are like shades of yellow to orange. And then I'm seeing like pink trees all around, and pink trees, obviously they'll fade to green eventually, but it's been really nice.
Didn't you have some pink trees at your apartment here?
I did. Yeah. There was one across from my building.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I remembered seeing one when I used to come visit for these weekly sessions. Man, my friend / coworker Brian, he fucking loves us. He listened to us yesterday. He actually because he's subscribed. Does he have
the bell turned on?
He apparently does. He sent me a text before I like posted that the new episode was out yesterday, and was like, "Hey," "It's out," and I was like, "Yeah, man," because like I don't know, I fit it around like where I'm at for work, you know. I like it to be out when I put it up, so it needs to be after 8 o'clock. But if I'm busy and working already at 8, I'll wait until I'm done with like whatever my first account or second account after that. So I think I posted it at like 9 or something yesterday. But yeah, he was listening to it early, and he had like a big reset at one of his accounts. And so he like had his earbuds in and was listening to it. And he said that he kept like laughing at things we were talking about. He's like, dude, you guys are hilarious. He's like, I kept just cracking up. And our boss, Jeff, was there. And God, boss's name Jeff. Apparently that's a thing with me. But he, I guess Jeff kept being like, what are you laughing at? And he's like, dude, it's Mike's podcast. He's like, this is hilarious. So Brian freaking loves us.
Good old Brian.
He needs.
I don't know if I'm ready to say I love you yet, but good old Brian.
He needs to spread the word to his friends.
He needs to spread his legs for this podcast.
Or his cheeks. Either way, we're going to be happy. Absolutely. He's going to be putting a smile on our face one way or another. Oh, man. Yeah, that's great. So I just thought about, like, it hit me. I wasn't trying to be intentionally funny. And I don't.
Don't worry, you weren't.
Actually, you know what? It actually wasn't even super funny. The more I thought about it, I know. this was just kind of like an unintentional baller move that I pulled off myself. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Mike got those unintentional balls.
Oh, the balls are always intentional. But so this would have been like about 3 weeks ago, about a month ago by the time this comes out. I was at my sales meeting that I attended in person, and we had a bunch of suppliers there. And one of them was for a new winery that we're selling. And they had a couple reps there, talking about it and telling us, hey, this is great, blah, blah, blah. This is why we think it'll sell well, all this stuff. And they were talking about how the company just went public on the New York Stock Exchange, like, I think right around the first of the year. And he's like, yeah, it's like around like $4 a share. And without even thinking, I literally, like, I whip out my phone while he's talking and I open up my like Robinhood stock trading app and I'm like, what's the symbol? And so he tells me and I'm like, well, there you go. I just bought in. So you sold me on the company. And he's like, really? He's like, how much did you buy? And I was like, I mean, 5 shares, but I was like, I've thrown away $20 on way dumber stuff than that. I was like, let's go, boys. Come on, let's do this. And he was like, yeah. Oh, cool. I do not think he was expecting anyone to just buy in like that. And it was just a spur of the moment thing. And it was pretty cool. I thought, at least.
Well, it's pretty hard sell for the most part, trying to keep people to buy into your company.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he was really there just to like talk up the wine and get us to sell the product, not even like sell the company. But
yeah,
apparently I'm doing both. So winner.
You're all in, baby.
Yeah. God, sometimes it's great. Like, that's like the kind of shit I would do at World Market, but like not benefit my job. That would be like me goofing off. I don't know. It's a lot of fun when I can just be like goofy and dumb and it actually like benefits me.
I feel that. That's how I feel about my entire online existence.
Right? God, isn't it freaking great?
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
I was in one of my accounts a couple weeks ago on a weekend. So it was like one of my off days. I was just doing some grocery shopping, and the lady that runs the department saw me, and I said hi, and she was like, "Are you my vendor today or my customer?" And I was like, "Hun, today I'm anything you want me to be." And it's fucking great, because I can just say dumb shit like that, and it's like, oh, look at him. And that kind of shit
He's
sticks
so
out.
endearing. I'm going to buy more beer from him.
Right? I mean, I don't sell beer, but yeah, touche.
You do now.
Yeah, I do now. Although I do sell some like ready to drink vodka soda. So it's like a seltzer, basically. That's like borderline. That's borderline beer.
Nothing like some good old fashioned borderline beer. Am I right, fellas?
Yep. Oh man. Yeah, God, it's so much fun when you can just, when work doesn't feel like work. Like you said with your channel, you just have fun with it.
I sure do. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you go check out my channel and watch the new video. I'm not trying to force people to. I sound so desperate.
I get it. I mean,
like I said, I've been working on this video for like 4 months. I'm super excited about it. I think it's great. I was super worried about it because of its length. Like I didn't know if I could handle like making a video that long and thick and girthy and veiny. But it's a video that I feel really excited about. So I want people to check it out.
Yeah, as you should. You put all that time and effort into it. You want as many people to watch that as possible.
You know the worst part too? I actually don't expect it to do that well.
I mean, if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, but it's a better quality video, I mean...
Right, like that's obviously what's important.
Yeah, and maybe that alone builds traction. Like the people who watch that video see your production value and they're like, damn, this guy's really good. And like, maybe they'll subscribe to you on YouTube and be like, man, I can't wait for his next video to come out. Or go back and check out your, Godzilla video or, any one of your other recent videos.
I mean, like, I have a feeling it's not going to do super well, but like, I think, here's the thing. A lot of my videos end up being kind of sleeper hits. Like, we've talked about before, my Godzilla video was like 7 months old and less than 100 views when it blew up. And my Berserk video, while it didn't take as long, didn't really blow up until a couple months after it came out. And so, this video, I'm making it about a manga that is like somewhat well known, but not like super well known. So I think it'll obviously appeal to the people who know about it. But yeah. Outside of that, I don't see it going too far. The thing is, though, like Chainsaw Man's going to get an anime most likely later this year, and I fully expect that it's going to blow up like crazy. Not my video per se, but like that anime is going to blow up like crazy. It's going to be super popular because it's like, the reason I'm making this video, Chainsaw Man is super good. So I think that once the anime comes out, that's when my video will get some real attention. But yeah. I don't fully expect it to like really do much traction wise when it comes out.
Well, I mean, here's the hoping. I mean,
either way, like, I have certain goals that I want to hit this year. I have a certain idea of how many views I want it to get when it comes out. I'm not like setting my goals high, but more than anything, I'm just happy knowing it's a video that I'm happy with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Something you can be proud of.
Which sort of leads me into my next subject. Our viewers think I'm depressed.
They do. I'm not gonna lie. They do. Now, for listeners, I personally, a few of my friends that I know that listen, they were like, Mack sounds a little down. Is he all right? So I asked you about it last week, and you were like, Nah, man, I'm good. But have you?
Yeah, I was like completely shocked that you even asked. I was like, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Well, so I kind of noticed it myself, but I mean, I know you better personally than, well, my friends don't know you other than the podcast. So,
Which is a very small part of my existence, ultimately.
Yeah, and
like you only see a small part of who I am on the podcast.
Right. Well, and you know, just going into that, not trying to hijack your people thinking you're depressed story, but I mean, it being a small part of our lives, like I've had something similar where my friends are like, you're way different on the podcast than you are in real life. And I'm like, really? And I think
I hear that about my videos all the time.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where like you play to your audience, and you know, like you have different personalities to some degree depending on who you're around. Like, you know, your professional work personality is different from like I'm spending time with my family personality, and that's different
absolutely.
from I'm, you know, joking around with my bros personality or whatever.
Right. There's a million different ways it could go.
Yeah. So, yeah, at least for me, podcast is a part of my personality, but I mean, this is not me 24/7.
Yeah.
But yeah, so have you, getting back to your thing, I thought it myself that you seemed a little off. I kind of just thought you were like super busy with your video. But yeah, I had a friend of mine and then a mutual friend of ours brought it up. And so I asked you, but did you have any of your friends bring it up? Or just
no,
mine?
I just wanted to talk about this, and like, you know, for the sake of like facilitating us talking about this, like I have no reason to like feel embarrassed about any of it. So like we can talk about everything that we talked about off the podcast. I really don't care. But you know, ultimately like it's part, I feel like it's part of what you said that I, you know, and I've been thinking about this over the past week or so. Part of it is just like the kind of person that I am, and like when I'm on the internet, when I'm doing my own streaming or I'm doing the podcast, I have kind of like a personality similar to what you were saying that isn't necessarily who I am outside of the internet, because quite frankly, the person I am outside of the internet is very quiet and boring. That's the kind of person I am. The number one thing that people say about me after they've seen my channel, whether it be Twitch or my YouTube, is they're surprised that I'm as vocal and emotive as I am in my videos, because I'm a very quiet person in real life. I keep to myself for the most part. I don't like, I'm not loud. I'm a quiet person. I keep to myself. That's the kind of guy that I am for the most part. And you wouldn't think that based off of how I tend to portray myself on the internet, but that's the kind of guy that I am. And so part of what I think happened is that like the longer we've done this podcast, the more and more comfortable I've gotten doing it, to the point where, you know, the podcast really is just me and Mike having a conversation. And so that more real side to my personality tends to come out a bit more. And I tend to be that more quieter, reserved person, which obviously isn't good for entertainment purposes, but like,
right.
I can understand why people would think like something was wrong with me, or I was like not enjoying doing the podcast or whatever, because that's just kind of how I sound sometimes. But it's nothing like that. It's just kind of the way that I am a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Yeah, and you know, talking about that, it kind of reminds me of what I just said about like having the, you know, like your podcast personality. It's kind of more. It's
like an exaggerated version of yourself. That's how I've always described it. Like,
yeah, it's a little bit
like Captain Mack is very much who I am, but he's a much more exaggerated version of who I am. Like he says wilder things than I would. He's more evocative than I am, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and also too, with that same like, you know, your personality kind of changes with who you're around. I don't think it's, at least for me, it's not like a conscious thing. I'm not like,
no, absolutely not.
Like, I want to be this person today. It's not like that. I think naturally, at least with me, and I know with you, and I'm sure most people are like this, you just kind of feed off of your environment and what you're around, unless it's like a toxic environment, you know, like, you know, some jackasses. You're not going to be a jackass too necessarily, but yeah, you kind of feed off of each other. So
it's almost like a microcosm of like the mob mentality kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
Like it's not as pronounced as it would be in a scenario where you're like in a big group and like all of a sudden a bunch of people start committing crimes because like a mob does. It's not like that per se, but like when you're with, you know, a certain group of people, like especially when it comes to like, especially like what drew you to be friends with those people in the first place, you don't like that aspect of your personality or like your friendship with that person can become a lot more pronounced.
Yeah. Yeah. And like thinking about us working together, like, I mean, you and I we would have different jokes with each other than we would with Tom or Tim or Bradley. Like we all,
absolutely.
You know,
we all had our own inside jokes.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna joke about anything sports related with you because you're not gonna fucking get it.
Yeah. What's a Stevie Y?
Yeah, exactly. And that's not that it doesn't make it, you know, a bad joke or whatever that I tell to you. But if you don't understand it, it's just not.
It's not funny to me.
Yeah, it's not funny. Whereas Tom would find it funny. Tom loves sports. So yeah, just yeah, you know, you just kind of play to your audience a little bit.
Yeah, so I would say like to the people who are like worried about me or whatever, that's probably a small part of it, is that like when I'm doing the podcast, I can definitely like let that entertainment aspect kind of slip because I'm just talking to my friend a lot, and that, you know, I turn into that more quiet, more reserved person who just kind of listens to Mike talk and responds every now and then. And I recognize it isn't a great way to be if I'm trying to like entertain an audience or whatever, but it more than anything, I just want you to know that I'm good. I'm totally fine. But like the other reason that I feel like that was coming out a bit is exactly what Mike said. I have been very busy with the video. It has been my focus for a very long time. And as I get closer to getting it done, I'm becoming more and more busy trying to finish it. And the thing that you might not know about me if you don't follow my video content that much is I am obsessive. I am obsessive when it comes to my videos.
You are.
I think about them. Yeah, I think about them constantly. I work on them every free minute. I like all kinds of this stuff. And so the closer I get to finishing a project, the more it can get to be that it starts to kind of consume me in a way. Like I can tell you right now, I'm minutes away from finishing the rough cut of this video. Minutes. And I have been like struggling to sleep at night. I've been like taking naps on my breaks at work because like that's like part of my free time that I cannot possibly work on my video that like I can feel not guilty taking a nap, you know, like that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
And like, because like my entire life is being consumed by work on this video, I haven't exactly been doing much outside of it. So I don't have any interesting stories to talk about, or anything like that. I don't have like a lot of interesting experience. Like I want to talk more about the video itself at some point, but there's a lot of it that I can't talk about now because I don't want to spoil the video when, you know, it's not fucking done yet.
Right.
So
yeah.
So, you know, next week when the video is more than likely finished next week, I'll have a lot to talk about. You know, there's plenty of things that I'd love to talk about in terms of like the video's edit, in terms of like my like creation of it, you know, what led to certain decisions and stuff like that. It's just not stuff that I'm able to talk about at the moment.
I gotcha. And good. I assume next week we're gonna hear a lot about the video, and then hopefully the week after that, you get to talk about how successful it is. So
That's the dream.
that's the dream.
But you know, all that's to say, like, you know, Mike and I are aware that in recent times the podcast has gotten a bit stale, and I'll admit my part to that in terms of like not being super invested in the podcast because I've been distracted by other things or whatever. We're working on it, but I just want all you to know that I'm good.
It goes both ways. You know, if
Right, like it's a podcast is a 2-person thing. I recognize that I'm not solely responsible, but I also recognize my own part in it.
no, I don't remember what episode it was. It was within the last like 2 months where like I don't know if I was just like tired or just wasn't feeling it that day, and neither were you. And God, we just had.
Was that the one that I texted you and I was like, this episode sucks?
I think so. And we just had like zero energy whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to bring up real quick. I know we're getting close on time here, but
no, let's. We got to give this part of the story like the time that it deserves.
Are you okay? I think we're thinking about the same thing.
I assume we are.
Yeah. So this really needs to be talked about now because it's relevant to this Mack and his sort of
my weirdness.
Yeah. So this was right when we started the podcast. Like right when we started. I was dating this girl, and again, this was before the podcast even came out. I was like, yeah,
was it
my
really
buddy
that
Matt.
long ago?
What's that?
We were probably a little bit into the podcast. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have the timeline memorized. It's just that feels early. Continue. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, you'll understand why. So before it came out, I was like, this is the guy I'm going to be doing it with. And I shared the Captain's Kitchen that we did together, and she showed one of her friends, and her friend was like, oh, damn, Mack's really cute. Like, is he single? And I was like,
you were like, you know he is. Look at that guy.
I was like, yeah, actually, yeah, he is. And so I was like, you know, can I get a picture of your friend to like send to him and see if he's interested? So I sent you a picture, and I was like, hey, this chick's kind of into you, like, yay, nay? And you were like, sure. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I don't know if it was like the next time I saw you or if it was like a couple weeks later, when I came over to record the podcast, I was like, hey, Mack, so how you feeling about that chick? You want me to like hook you guys up? Maybe we could do like a double date or something like that. And you were like, your response was literally, I said sure, and nothing else. And I should know you well enough by now to know that sometimes that's just how you are. But I was kind of like, maybe he just wasn't interested and he's only doing this as a favor. So I like kind of passed it along, not to the girl who was interested in you, although she probably caught it through the grapevine. But yeah, so that just kind of ended, and I didn't push the issue past that. I thought maybe you were only entertaining this to help a bro out. But what did I find out last week, Mack? Why didn't you tell us?
And so Mike and I were talking about this in relation to like this whole everyone thinks I'm depressed shit. And I told Mike, can I be honest with you, Mike? I was actually pretty upset about that. Well, I like after that, like a couple weeks went by, and I was like, I guess she must have lost interest. This kind of sucks. I was pretty excited about that, and like I didn't say anything to Mike about it. I like completely kept that to myself.
Yeah, and you really should have said something.
Well, okay, here's what I'm thinking happened, because this is me to a T. This is not like this is not like an unknown thing, you know? Like I have had issues with like girls that I've dated where they just like lost interest because they didn't think that I was all that emotionally invested in the relationship. I feel like I struggle to be that emotional, like excited person when it comes to relationship shit, because I'm afraid of like coming across as like weird or creepy. I didn't want to be like too excited about it, because I didn't want you to be like, oh, he's a little too. Is he gonna be weird with this girl? Is he gonna be like that creepy incel dude or something? And like, I probably should have known that you know me better than that, obviously, but you know,
right.
And then after the fact, I didn't want to ask about it because again, I didn't want to be weird and be like, Mike, can you like set that up for me? Or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I got it. And I probably should have asked you again, knowing you and your personality. But again, I thought you were just like trying to do me a favor and like, you know, take one for the team. And no, you were actually interested. And now you live on the other side of the country.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. I'm gonna move back.
Yeah.
No, I to be honest, I don't know where that side of my personality comes from. It's just kind of a thing. Like it's the weirdest thing too. I think I'm like inside my inner monologue, and I think this is why like people say that I come across so different in my videos. Because I like when I write my videos, that's like all my inner monologue, you know, that's all my inner monologue like coming out. Like in my inner monologue, I'm a very like energetic, emotional person, but to how I appear outwardly, I think I'm just a very quiet, reserved person, which is like so the opposite of what I actually am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from. It's just kind of, it's like been a thing my whole life.
You know, I think we all have a little bit of that. And it goes into what we've talked about before about, you know, how your personality can be a little different. Like, Mack, you know me.
Sure.
You know me. You know I love to talk. I, generally speaking, get along well with pretty much everybody. You know, I don't get angry. People may piss me off, but I don't actually get mad or get angry at that person. But it's funny, there's an account that I have to go in sometimes that it's not mine, but the lady there, she was talking to my boss and she's like, Mike does a really great job. He's just so quiet. It's like he's really shy. And,
interesting.
And my boss like came to me and was like, that sounds nothing like you. And I was like, yeah, you want to know why I'm so quiet and shy? Because she fucking mumbles, and when she's wearing a mask, I can't understand shit she's saying. So I have to ask her what she said like 3 times, and I still have to take a guess at what she actually said. So it's easier. So it's easier for me to just do my job and not talk to her. So yeah, sometimes that's why I am the way that I am.
Yeah. No, I really don't know like necessarily what it is. It's just one of those things. The funny thing too is like other people can't, like for the most part, like it feels like you have to know me for a really long time to like start to like actually figure me out, because like people will kind of make guesses at the kind of person that I am or how I'm feeling at any given moment, and they're wrong all the time. Like I remember a couple weeks ago, it was basically the same situation as we're having right now with like our listeners. Like I was working one day and I like passed by her and she was like, "Are you okay? You seem really off lately." And I kind of looked at her and I was like, "What? No, I'm good. I'm having a good day."
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I highly doubt that Bailey is listening to the podcast, but if you are and you're still interested in Mack, you'd have to move to Oregon, which is apparently a great place. So
I highly recommend it. So if you're, you know, if you need a boyfriend and you don't have any attachments to Michigan, and sever them anyway, because that place is horrible, move out here and let's hang.
Oh man, God, I'm glad that story finally came out.
Yeah, I had no idea that like that's how that situation went. I was fully like, she must have lost interest. That kind of sucks.
Oh God, yeah. Oh man. Oh, so freaking funny. Kind of sucks, but you never know. You never know what would have happened. So, maybe someday. But
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is too, like after our conversation last week, I've actually been making like a conscious effort at work this past week to be a little less reserved. Like I all the time have situations where I like think of stuff to say to someone, or like think of it like something I could add to a conversation, and I just don't for any number of reasons. And I've been making a more conscious effort this past week to just do it or just say it or whatever. And I don't know if it's having any big effect on the people around me, but it's been interesting.
Right on. Good for you, man. Oh, yeah. So I'm also glad to know that you're doing okay. And I should have known better, but you know, you still got to show a little concern.
I appreciate it nonetheless, but I just want people to know I'm all good.
Mackie's all good.
Hell yeah. And my video should be out this week. Go check it out if you're interested, and go check it out if you're not interested, or else you're not allowed to listen to the podcast anymore. That's the rule. And we'll see you next week. We'll have an in-depth discussion about it. So you better, do your homework, take some notes, and get ready to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Got it?
Got it.
Later, fuckers.